This segment of The Exchange on My West Michigan is sponsored by Michigan Wildlife Council. Michigan's forests and waters are naturally beautiful and home to a bounty of wildlife. We should all be happy to know there are conservation efforts underway to protect our wildlife and natural resources for current and future generations. As part of an education effort by the new Michigan Wildlife Council, they'll be joining us here quite a bit on the show, showcasing some of the great groups and organizations and people doing this work and the many wildlife conservation efforts happening here in our backyard. So we're going to start with Jeff Poet. He is Vice Chair of the Michigan Wildlife Council, and Dr. Stephanie Ogren of the Grand Rapids Public Museum's Grand Fish Grand River exhibit. First off, welcome to you guys. Jeff, tell me a little bit about the Wildlife Council and this campaign that you're doing.
Well, I'm one of the members of the Wildlife Council, and we have just launched our campaign to educate the public about the importance of wildlife conservation and management as well. And not only the benefits that benefits wildlife and the habitat, but also the crossover into the benefits of if you enjoy the outdoors, whether you're hiking or biking or backpacking or kayaking, fishing, canoeing, it goes outside those borders of the focus of the wildlife conservation that's going on.
And you know what I think is interesting is if you only think this is about, back to nature, granola head, save the earth kind of stuff, forget it. It makes business sense, it makes quality of life sense, and there's so many reasons why this campaign is important.
Right, and that's our job. Our job is to educate the public on all that crossover, and I like the quality of life is huge. And even if you don't participate in some of those sports, again, that carryover is going to enhance your enjoyment of the outdoors if you're outdoors at all, and we got a great state and all kinds of resources to use. So it's very beneficial.
Well, and I love it. You guys are going to be coming in time and again over the next series of weeks to kind of brag up and talk about some of the efforts that are underway, one of which is happening at the museum. It is this exhibit that has to do with the Great Lake Sturgeon, right?
It does. We are actually housing 2 live lake sturgeon at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. And we really wanted to showcase a species that we have right here in our backyard with the museum on the banks of the river. We want people to know that there are threatened species that we have in our community and that we need to learn about and understand and try to do more for them.
Yeah, what's with the sturgeon? What's happening to it?
Well, throughout the state there's been lots and lots of efforts going on sturgeon restoration, sturgeon research, and when we were putting the exhibit together, we worked with the DNR and the John Ball Zoo, and we really found that we don't know a lot about the sturgeon in the Grand River. So hopefully we'll be doing lots more research and finding out what we need to know.
This is but one example of the kinds of conservation efforts that really hit close to home.
Right, and that's part of our public education through these programs, so people can see all the organizations and clubs and volunteers, scientists and biologists that are working every day to make sure that our conservation wildlife is thriving and probably for us to enjoy, but more importantly for our kids to enjoy in future generations.
Yeah, that's the important part. Well, again, if you want to learn more about what the Michigan Wildlife Council campaign is all about and how you can do your part to learn and engage in that effort, we have put a link to their website on our website. Also, info on the exhibit on the Great Lake Sturgeon. So check it out. Go to WZZM13.com under the exchange and you'll find it there. Good to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks to all of you for watching. Make it a great afternoon.